E equals to mc square was a formula that he had given at that point in time. And he was extremely popular, Albert Einstein, because he gave some really good information on time. But I think it was too heavy duty for a lot of people to understand, even though it was accurate. And as I keep saying, that Srimad Bhagavad Gita must be your reference point for everything, because all these things that scientists have been talking at a much later time, all these things were pre-written, already present in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Newton is talking about gravity. Gravity is called Gurutvakarshan in Hindi. People are confused in the world whether sun is revolving around the earth or earth is revolving around the sun. What is exactly the story? Newton comes to India and he sees even children on the street, they know about 9 planets. He's shocked. Bamboozled is the word. So he finds out about Gurutvakarshan and later he names it gravity. A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, I'm going to be sharing one more karmic related huge massive realization or understanding. And I want to do these channelings specially because we live in a world which is predominated by people who are living a karmic life. We are surrounded by karmics everywhere. The only time we actually get into the nitty-gritties of doing inner work and we get serious about it is when this karmic affects our closest, most important relationship. A relationship that people usually in the twin flame journey choose after going through many bad relationships, taking a lot of breaks in between, doing inner work. There is no denying the fact that people who are in the twin flame journey, the starseeds, the ascensioners, all these people are definitely always intrigued, either intrigued or they are drawn towards a spiritualistic lifestyle. And when this karmic affects the perfect relationship that you imagined, or the person, the specific person. I'm not going to be using the word twin flame here in this channeling because I want everyone to understand that this specific person can be anyone. This inner work is not only for women. It's not only for men or women. It's for everyone. It can be anyone. Anyone who's listening to this channeling, you can be whatever gender. It doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter. And that's what you understand in the twin flame journey, that more than the gender, you are a soul. More than the gender, you are a soul. And soul has no gender. At the end of the day, that's who you are. And you have to always remember that. Can't never forget that this is a temporary life. Everybody who is born has to die. The karmic people don't remember that. That's the biggest problem. When they do the bad deeds, when they do the wrong things, when they hurt others, they don't remember any of that. They literally believe, they literally feel that this is all permanent and they want to control it and they want to look good in front of the world. So when they choose someone, when they choose a partner, they are looking for someone who is going to be socially nice. Especially socially nice. Because they have to flaunt this person around. They have to show this person around. They have to show this person off to others. In many ways, they are looking for someone, a good catch. Someone who can make them look better. Or at least create an image of how happy, how amazing they are. And there are levels of it. Some people want a partner who's materialistically very sound, very wealthy, very rich, fancy cars, lots of money, beautiful house, big house, with a garden, with a pool, farms, farmhouses, this, that. They're looking for a lot of wealth actually, to be honest. Very wealthy person he or she wants to marry. Now you need to understand that this specific person of yours, first and foremost you need to understand why this specific person was sent to your life and why were you so head over heels in love with this person. There has to be a reason. There has to be a divine orchestration done by source, done by gods, done by your benevolent extraterrestrial friends who watch over you. Because every person's situation is different. Because these things, these very personal situations cannot be discussed in a collective reading. Collective readings are shared to all of you people like downloads. Basically, there are downloads that I receive. I receive messages, I receive visions, I receive very strong situations, poetry, words, different ways, frequency sounds, ear ringings. Few days back I had ear ringing for over a week. Usually ear ringing would not happen for that long, but I had it for over a week, at least a week I remember. Then I stopped thinking about it and I realized that it was gone. Maybe that's why it was gone, because I wasn't thinking about it. So I knew a shift is going to happen. Same thing happened in 2020, right before 2020, in the month of February. And it was not a shock that the lockdown, the big lockdown, happened in the month of March. And then in the month of June, especially May. See, certain times we don't really sit and check the astrology, the astronomy, because I'm not into those things. I don't like to say, oh, this will happen to all the Aries of the planet or all the Pisces. We use this information because if you ever study the lunar horoscope, you will realize that the sun signs is actually incomplete. You could be an Aries, but you need to check what is your Lagna. That's the Lagan, the Kanya Lagan that I am born in. So that gives you all the feminine traits. So I would request you people to study horoscopes more than you study sun signs, because sun signs are not complete, very incomplete. You can't say it's complete information, but all due respects to Linda Goodman, she did what people at her time and era would not have done, and sun signs also help us in certain way, but it's not complete. It needs more information. Then only you can understand what your characteristic traits are. But when you do inner work, so much of this information gets downloaded to you on its own naturally. Why the karmic cannot fight against time? She feels or he feels defeated by time. Why? Because inner work requires time. Inner work requires time, my friends. Inner work does not happen in a day or two. Today only I was studying about somebody who had created an animated version of Ramayana. He was a Japanese person. Along with an Indian filmmaker, they both created this beautiful Ramayana. And unfortunately, it was not even allowed in Indian theatres. But he studied Ramayana for 6 to 8 years. 6 to 8 years to be able to put it down in its proper, accurate format. Right, with the clothing, to the timelines, to everything. The events. Just to study, just to make one movie. He spent only 6 to 8 years just to study, and he read many different versions of Ramayana. Even if you are from India, you must be noticing that suddenly a lot of movies and a lot of content is being shared on the Indian OTT platforms or in theaters, which is based on metaphysics. And they are not doing a good job. People are trolling them. People are not happy with them. People are boycotting this type of content because even common people know. But why is this wave suddenly rising up? In the month of May 2022, the whole space in astronomy was so interesting because so many planets were retrograde, and it shows that the world is about to change. The world was about to change at that time, and it did change in a very big way. And now once again something similar is happening. 6 planets are in retrograde at the same time, 2022. I told you guys, these are all very important years. The world is changing at a fast pace. Next 50 years would be very different from what it is now. Very different. Beyond imagination. You will see so many people in ascension. Spiritually, people will awaken more and more. At least they will be conscious. And you people, you guys are, all of you twin flamers, all of you ascensioners, all of you light workers, you people are holding the torch. You are the torch bearers. Actually, the English name for this is not really correct. In Hindi, we call it mashal. Mashal is created with fire. So there's a wooden sort of a holding rod sort of a thing, and you put cloth on it and then you burn the cloth. If you put a lot of kerosene on it, gas on it, then the fire will burn for a long time and it will create good amount of light around. A lot of campers, people in forest, we see it in movies also. You guys are the torch bearers, basically. So it's amazing, but you had to put in time into this. Without time, without study, analysis, you can't achieve it. So when the karmic took away the specific person from you, at that point in time, the karmic did not know that she would be getting defeated or beaten up by you in this game, the cat and mouse game that they were playing with you. At that point in time, your specific person was actually with the karmic. Your specific person at that point in time knew that you're hurt, you're abandoned, they betrayed you, they left you behind, they didn't want to work with you, they didn't want to spiritually enhance their life, they didn't want to do anything. And please, guys, this is not some kind of bickering session or complaint session against the karmic. As I said in the very beginning, the karmics are all around you. And in many things, you also act like karmics. Lot of things that you do are karmic by nature. What is karmic? Let's understand who is a karmic. Karmics are those people who believe that everything that they do, it's being done by them. They believe themselves to be the doers. They believe themselves to be the ones who have control. That's number one. And number two, very important, why we call them karmics, because they live a three-dimensional worldly life all throughout. Everything they do is for the sansar, for the world. It's not for the soul. It's not for the consciousness. It's not for love. Because believe me, karmics don't know what love is. Believe me, they don't. Our relatives are karmics, our neighbors are karmics, so many people are karmics everywhere. But it doesn't bother us. We don't clear out these karmic entanglements even from us. Even from our own DNA, we don't want to remove it because we don't care about it till the time it does not affect us directly or personally. When the attack becomes personal and direct, that's the time when twin flames want to work on it. When all the ascensioners want to work on it. As long as the enemy was bothering other people, or as long as the enemy was troubling you in the professional world, even the professional world, I've noticed the twin flamers don't care about it so much. At the end of the day, they are like, yeah, it's just a job for me, just a business for me, and that's okay. That's all they care about. But when such an important person of their life is snatched away under their nose, right under their nose, in weak moments, emotionally weak moments, they are extremely hurt. And they want to work on it. They want to bring this person back. So first, it will always start with the law of attraction, the manifestations, the affirmations, that type of inner work a lot of people do. Or just constantly thinking about the same person all the time, constantly thinking about the same person. Most people don't understand the power of time. That's because they are not that patient or they are not that mature spiritually. Once you become a person who understands that time can heal anything, you learn to give things time, it will not make you a person who's impatient or scared or worried about anything. So Karmic does not know. She's very confident, or he's very confident, no doubt about it. They have something, they know they have something which has enticed and which has seduced or which has attracted this person, the specific person in their life, and they want to keep that person using whatever they have, and they are pretty much confident it could also be programmed into them that this is something that they possess and nobody can do anything about it. But programming is still programming. Programming is not the real thing. If programming was everything, then why would we be all doing this inner work? We want to clear off the programming, the false beliefs, the limiting beliefs. Even false confidence is a programming. If confidence does not come from your solar plexus, if it does not come from your energy body, it is going to finish when the programming gets finished, or anything that happens to the programming. Sometimes how programming works is, I'll tell you, simple way. Till the time a child has a parent, a certain parent who has been or who had been programming them all of their life. I'm talking about someone who's been giving them confidence, or you can do this, you can do that, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, no man can resist you, nobody can do this, nobody can do that, oh you go ahead and you do this, you'll never fail. Somebody is always telling them these things, and that person leaves them, or that person, by God's intervention, that person's died. Okay, that person is dead. Immediately after this person dies, they feel like that confidence is over. And let me tell you the power of Source and the Masters. I also had this problem. Of course, I cannot compare this situation with the karmic world or the karmic people, because I was very close to my master. Very, very close to my master, okay? I used to go to him as a child. I used to talk to him. He was my strength. He was my courage. I met him around the time when I was getting sexually molested when I was a child. And after I met him, I became very powerful. I became so powerful and strong that the molesters used to get scared of me. It's not like those people stopped coming in. They are all demons, okay? Demons will take form of somebody or the other, and they always like to startle you. They always like to shock you or scare you. That's how they take your attention. But then later on, I was the one who was scaring them. If I would meet someone like that, I would be like, okay, let me teach you a lesson. I'll teach you a lesson today. Just in my own way, okay? So till the time my master was in the physical body, I felt I can pretty much handle the problems, the challenges of life, because challenges never end. Always there are some or the other challenges there. But at that time I was also in limbo state. You know what is limbo state? Limbo state is you are programmed, or you just don't know what you're doing and why you're doing, but you just exist on the planet. I used to do inner work. Maybe that was the saving grace. I was doing inner work, but not like this. This obviously came later on, a bit later on. One fine day, my master just randomly, it was not even like I had thought about it, or you don't imagine someone you love would leave you because of death, right? So I was in my room, and I don't share it usually with people, but I'm going to share it today. So I was in my room, and I felt I was transported, and I went to his room. Today we call it astral projection. Back in those days, I did not know the term for it. I knew it is obviously mystical experience and divine intervention, but I did not know the English name, or I had not researched it like that. Maybe I knew the Hindi name at that time. But I was not thinking, okay, I am doing astral projection right now. I just was transported to his room, and he told me that he is leaving the planet. It's his time to leave. And I was like, oh wow. I'm gonna be sharing this in brief, not in detail today. If anyone wants to hear it wants to know about it, you can write in the comments. So he just told me I'm leaving, and I said, wow, that's great. That could not have come to me if I was in my three-dimensional limbo reality. Trust me. I would have cried, I would have shouted, I would have created a scene, I would have stopped him. But I don't know why at that time I said, oh wow, that's great. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And I was very happy. I was like, wow, finally, you should not live on this planet. I mean, it's great that you're going. And he was very serious. He should have been the one to be happy, but he was totally poker faced. And back in those days, there was no culture or there was no trend of selfies. But I took out my phone, it had a front camera, and I said, let's take a selfie. Now, these things stay with you later on, and these things literally stay with you when the time changes or when some trend starts and you suddenly think of those things, So I took a selfie with him. Imagine, this is the situation. I know my life has lot of humor also, even in serious situations. And after that, I suddenly woke up and I realized that I was in my room now. It was in the morning time, and my mother came inside the room suddenly because something had happened. No, see, she came inside suddenly and she said, hey, I want to tell you something. I said, no, mom, I need to tell you something. She said, what? And I was like, I just had this strange interaction and experience with my master, and I'm not able to understand it. Why would I see such a horrible dream, and why would I be so happy, in the dream when he's telling me that it's time for him to go? And he was so sad. Like, he was not even sad. He was poker faced, as I said, no reaction at all, just completely neutral, in zero state, literally the right state to be in when you're leaving. Even with all my happiness and joy and congratulatory message and all that, he did not change the expression, even in the selfie that I took with him. And then my mother was literally shocked to hear the story that I shared with her, and she looked at me and she was also very sad because it's not a great news to share. She said, I want to tell you something. He literally left his body just a few minutes back. So I was like, what? Few minutes back? Few minutes back only this happened. So was he here with me in real time? And believe you me, this is coming from a person who was extremely self-critical. In some moments, I still am. I was very spiritual, but this experience changed me. From that day onwards, I don't think I was the same person. I was not the same person. And of course, he was very close to me, but I was not like the other disciples, going all the time to meet him, spending a lot of time with him. We have seen disciples who spend a lot of time with the master, but they do certain things that embarrass the master only. So I was like, okay, whatever duties, I had to take care of my family at that time, I was busy with that. But this was one experience that shifted everything. And for the next 13 days, I met him 3 more times. So I met him like 2 more times actually. In total, he met me 3 times in the 13 days. And each time he guided me, each time he told me, you got to do this, you got to do that. It could be very much possible that, after leaving the planet, he would also go into some kind of a rest and he would not be connecting with me the way, we could. And also we have been told that masters are also present astrally, and astrally they are more independent and free. In the physical body, there's so many people to cater to. And my master literally had mystical powers, magical powers. He could do things that I have not seen anybody do it. He was a Trikaldarshi. He was a mystic. He did not, go for the rewards and awards. He was also microbiologist. He was a doctor. He was a scientific person who was following the spiritual path, and he was also following his master. I can share a lot of things. I have lots of these episodes, different episodes to talk about, the mystical episodes, the interventions. But one thing I want to say is that it changed my life completely. It completely took me out of the attachment, or the very scary attachment we people have with the 3-dimensional reality. I stopped believing in a lot of things after that, because what was happening to me was was something which was far more real than anything else I had experienced. And I'm glad actually I come from a family where we go to the same master. Otherwise, it would have been very difficult for me to even talk about it to my mother or to my other teachers who were present. I shared it with some other people also who knew him and who were also disciples, but they were elder to me and they were also doing inner work since many years, long time they were doing inner work. And I would literally think in some moments of despair that why would he come to meet a person like me? I'm not a good person. I'm going for parties, I'm drinking alcohol, I'm eating non-vegetarian food, I'm doing a lot of wrong things maybe. I have a bad lifestyle. I was, as I said, doing inner work also, but it was not this way. But still, why would he come to talk to me? Why would he tell me that he's leaving right now? And it changed my life. Even he really liked my book, In the Name of Love. I never marketed, I never promoted it back then. For many years, I was also very sad. So when he left me, I felt like I was an orphan at that time. I did not know what to do. And that was the time I started exploring other techniques like Vipassana and other, just because I wanted a place to go to, like hide into, or I was looking for something. But he never left me. He never literally left me. He kept doing things. He kept showing me miracles. Miracle is basically your faith getting acted out physically in the form of physical manifestation. So I want to tell every single person out there that we are very lucky. Actually, all of you who are listening to me, I'm very sure you are connected to the same masters. At least in the spirit realm you must be. Or you have some connection with the gods and goddesses. You have some connection with Ram and Sita. You are definitely into the metaphysical realm, all of you people. And some people have told me about their experiences also, what changed them, what shifted them, how a mystical divine intervention shifted them completely, how certain joys of life shifted them completely. As I said, I have so many real stories to share with you all. And I don't care. I don't have to prove it to anyone. I don't need to give any evidence to anyone. If someone doesn't believe it, it's all right. Great. That's their prerogative, okay? But this is my story. This is my truth. And at that time, I had already written the book on twin flames, by the way. And I had given it to him. He read it. He liked it. Whatever he said to me was special. After that, I did not need anybody's review, anybody's response, anybody to validate, okay, you're writing the right thing, doing the right thing, because there were other people who were telling me, what have you written? I don't understand. What is this? Why are you talking about love? Because I did not come from that type of a world where you would talk about unconditional love or twin flames. I was like any other person, anybody else who's going to work, doing certain things, living their life, meeting friends after work, going to the clubs Saturday night, Friday night, being home on Sundays, going back on Mondays, life was like that. Life was just a rut. It was the same every day. It was, I don't know how to even explain it. Sometimes I don't feel bad about the limbo state. And I'm telling you all of this, I'm sharing this because this is all connected to our interpretation of this world. We have all lived in the karmic life and we are very lucky. I want all of you to thank your masters, your spirit guides and source right now. I want all of you to thank Sri Ram and Sita, the cardinal twin flame gurus. I want you all to be very, very happy and very, very proud of yourself and actually take it like something great has happened to you, because you are not trapped by the three-dimensional reality as much as the other people are. You would also be like any other karmic person right now. You would also be doing karmic things in life, but you're not. You're listening to this channeling. You're listening to, I'm sure, other people, other good people. You want to know about metaphysics. You want to listen to Ramayana. You want to know true love of Shiv Shakti, of Shiv Parvati, Sri Ram, Sita, Radha, Krishna. If you're interested in all of this, you're so blessed, my dear friends. You're so blessed to be out of this rigmarole of three-dimensional reality. It is nothing but a curse to be stuck into something like that. And imagine, the karmic cannot get out of it. We need to pray for the karmic. We can only pray, we can't bless. Blessings come from masters only, but they are in a very bad state. Like when I think about times when I was in the limbo state, I'm always questioning, it never felt so nice, or how did it even feel? I don't remember how did it even feel. I don't have memory of so many things. Sometimes I feel that memory is going away, in some cases, in certain cases, because it's not required. Once you heal the wound, once you heal the trauma, you delete all of that emotion that is not required, the resentment, the guilt, the shame. Then that episode remains or stays just like any other episode, just like any other day. Whether someone was abusing you, bullying you, molesting you, torturing you, slapping you, doing whatever, it doesn't bother you anymore. Same thing happens with people in twin flame ascension journey. First, they are extremely obsessed with the masculine. They are totally crazy about this person. They think about this person day and night. It's like a poison they are drinking every day. It's not healthy. Even they know it's not healthy, but they can't help it. So in order to balance these type of emotions, you have to have some kind of substance, or if not substance, it has to be bad food. It has to be something, that matches with that type of energy. Once the masculine runs away, masculine, when I say masculine, I mean the energy, okay? Once say the specific person is so much better. We should actually take the best practices from everywhere. I hear this word specific person in the law of attraction community a lot, because they always talk about attracting the specific person. They have some specific person in mind, and okay, you can attract this person, the specific person. So that's a good term to use. It releases all the confusion around the man, woman, gender, this, that. By now, all of you should know this by now. The new entrants, I cannot help it, but in 2020 a big shift took over. So many people, and new entrants, old entrants, they all sort of became merged into one group, one cluster. And a lot of people had mystical experiences even during that time. A lot of people wrote to me at that time. A lot of people still tell me that this is what happened in 2020. This is what happened to me. And, suddenly I felt this and suddenly I felt that. I was not the same person, etc., etc. So twin flame, don't make it romantic. If you make it romantic, you will suffer more, whether you like to hear this or not. The moment you take out the illusion of romance from it, you take out all the worldly drama into it, you take out all this label of commitment and marriage and this and that, it's going to be all good for you after that. And obviously when you do all of this, you also take lust out of it, because lust is the most important thing that you need to remove. To certain people, I would even recommend that if you have lust in you, if you have toxicity in you, try to keep it private as much as you can. Don't give it to another person. Don't give it to anybody else other than you. The lust, the toxicity, the negative energy, the depression, anything. Keep it with yourself and talk to masters and talk to source as much as you can. And as I've been saying again and again, if you feel low, if you feel troubled, listen to Ramayana multiple times. Listen to the Ram Naam sound. The sound of Ram. Just either chant it or listen to it, hear it. And trust me, it is something that will actually create big difference in your life, but only if you practice it. If you don't practice it, then I can just say these things and it won't work. Karmic does not have these tools and techniques. Karmic does not have these channelings. Even the runners don't get it for a long time. You people are getting it. You're getting hand holding. Sometimes people write to me that please help me out. And I'm like, what? How should I help you out? Either you book a session or you take therapy. How else do you want me to work for you? I'm already making all these channelings. I'm already making all these videos. But why you need my help? Because you don't want to do inner work. Because you're not even listening in carefully. Because if you listen in carefully every single day, the daily content that has been shared to you, you would already get so much help. Personal situations and therapies are meant for your upliftment and to make you more and more independent and to give you something that will stay with you. And I would really want that nobody should come back to me. Once you get therapy from me, Alright, now you be on your own. You can just tell me once in a while, how's it going? I would be so happy. And I would be much more happy. I would be happiest if I see any of my student or any of the person who's spoken to me personally is doing their mission work. That is again going to happen with the help of God, with the help of masters. How you can do mission work on your own? It's just not possible. Without their help, nothing can happen. Even a leaf cannot move without the command of Source. Still, Source is so kind-hearted, so open-hearted. Source always gives us the free will and always gives us choices and never judges us. Even when we make a mistake, say we take a wrong choice, we make a wrong choice. Nothing wrong in that. We make a wrong choice and we make some mistakes and we realize the mistake after 1 year or 2 years or 6 months or 1 day or 3 days, we made a mistake. And immediately Source will accept you. Immediately. We humans have a hard time doing this, but Source and Masters, they will always accept you without a doubt, without any iota of doubt in your mind. Don't have any doubt, they will always accept you. No matter how many mistakes you make, every time you redeem yourself, every time you seek genuine forgiveness, every time you understand, you realize that that choice that I took was not the right choice, I made a mistake, they will accept you again, full on. Karmics don't have this. They don't have this. Because of their karmic pattern, because of their past life karmas, they are in the karmic role. They could be very successful materialistically, but when they meet a twin flame, and they grab their specific person, they take away their specific person for any reason. It could be insecurity, it could be jealousy, it could be just they are very triggered, and the most important thing, it could be destiny. As simple as that. Some scores you need to settle, some contract you have with them, and they take away your person, thinking that they have done it, they've taken him away. I personally know certain cases where the karmic is not letting the person go legally. She can't keep him or her. I'm not going to share the whole gender, not giving out the whole thing, but she can't keep the man, she can't keep the woman, he can't keep the woman, she can't keep the man. So they legally bind them down. They say, oh, I will not leave you, I will not give you any divorce, I will not let you be happy with the person you love, with the person you want to be with, because I don't want you to be happy. And they think that this way they can win. And sometimes they win because they have children. Okay, this man, your specific person probably has children with the karmic. Now what to do? He has to always take care of the children because he's a good man. If he's a good man, he will always take care of the children. Write it down somewhere. If he's a good man, he will be good to his children. Or he will love his children. He will fight with his children. If he's a weak man, again, I would not use the word good and bad because it creates confusion. It has to be about weak and strong. If he's a strong man, he will stay with the family, he will love the kids, he will do whatever he can. But if he's a weak man, he will not. And in this case, especially because now that he understands that he was in a karmic relationship or something about the karmic has to be revealed, only then she will also step back a bit, but she would still want to take control and take charge or create some drama or some scenario. The karmic thinks that I can keep this person with me, but with time she realizes you can only keep someone's body, you can't keep their soul. You can keep someone's body, but you can't keep their soul. Even if a person is physically sitting next to you and mentally and emotionally they are with someone else, what can you do? And the higher the love is, the purer the love is, it doesn't need any bodily requirements as such. That's why I say if you do mission work, I will be the happiest. You will be doing what you're here to do, nothing like it. Then you will understand, those who are doing mission work, you will understand most of the things that I'm saying. Those who are not doing mission work, 50% also if you understand, I am happy today. So all these 3 channelings that I've shared, please listen to them again and again. Karmic is upset because she's getting defeated by time. Not by you, not by the specific person, but because of time. Because time, no one can beat time. Time also is a karmic concept, that's why. As you grow higher in the spiritual reality, you will understand what do we mean by giving something time. We are not talking about time which is based on the clock and the calendars. When we say give it time, it means you give it your attention. You give it your focused attention. Because you were too focused on your lacks and limitations, on your insecurities, especially with love and relationship, you did not understand what really unconditional love is and how to practice unconditional love. You thought that somebody can take away the person who loves you and who you love. But with time you understand that love is just like truth. It never changes. It never reduces. It only increases. So if that person genuinely loved you, and if you really genuinely loved that person, and they left you for whatever XYZ reason, and you left them, because sometimes it's like the runner-chaser dynamic is played in a very different way. Sometimes people mentally walk away because they can't handle all the drama, the toxicity, the insult, the self-respect, but physically, they leave, but mentally they never leave. Mentally they are still thinking about that person, and with the entry of the karmic, it becomes even worse because now they are more focused on the karmic. The more focused you are on the karmic, the more energy you are giving to her, more power you are giving to her. With time you realize that she's just another face. She's just a face of the block or of the limitation that you have been programmed to believe in. So I was saying that they are also programmed. The great thing about spirituality and masters is that even when masters leave you physically, they will still not leave you. Just like truth. Truth will never leave you. Once you know the truth, do you need to memorize it? Truth does not require memory. Similarly, love also does not require memory. If someone loves you, that feeling is always in their heart for you. And with time, even they realize, if they are spiritually awakened person, if their kundalini is activated, they will also realize. And if your inner work is purer, if you keep doing inner work, you will also inspire them to understand love in a realistic way, in an unconditional way, not in a bodily way, not in a lustful way. They will also learn from you, and they will be so happy that they fell in love with a person like you. They won't feel this way for the karmic though. Maybe they have certain responsibility or duty towards the karmic, that's a separate thing. If they are duty bound, again, they still love you because their duty is 3-dimensional. It's bodily duty, but in their heart, only you live in their heart. You are the queen of their heart or the king of their hearts. But when you also understand what love really is, what unconditional love really is, even you will let go of these attachments and these labels and the I want this and I want that. And nobody will stop you from your mission work after that. Because mission work is union. People don't know this yet. Many people don't know this yet. I am very much 100% sure that I have to leave this place one day. So I don't want to lie to anyone. This is my learning. This is my actual genuine twin flame research that I've been doing since 2009. Right now it's 2022. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. And I've been doing inner work since childhood without even knowing what inner work was. We did not call it inner work at that time. So my dear friends, what you have, karmic does not have. You have the support of time. You have the support of higher beings. You have the support of angelic energies. You have the support of benevolent extraterrestrial beings. You have the support of gods and goddesses. They don't have that. They only have their ego, which was created because of programming and which also needs the support of similar people. Like when I look at these actors and actresses, these Bollywood people, it's hard for me to believe that Nobody programmed them to follow this path in childhood. Either their mother or father or both, or some other influence in the family. Somebody has to be really mesmerized with fame and recognition and social status. Somebody. Otherwise, they would not pursue this so badly. And that's why they fail. After a point, they fail. If nothing, then age will beat them. Again, time will play a role. Time always plays a role. In the special theory of relativity, if you have studied about Einstein has also said some really amazing spiritualistic things. His views were very spiritualistic on time and space. And he determined that time is relative. Time is relative and depends on the person who's observing it. And he also said that time is an illusion. So, who is beating the karmic's plans? The illusion of time. She thought that it will always be the same. But no. In 1955, Einstein had written to some family friend who had recently died. He had written to that person that this separation between past, present and future is only an illusion, if a stubborn one. And when his own time came, he said, it's time to go. It's very interesting that most of the things he says, sometimes it seems he has been taking reference from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In fact, all the stuff that has come from bigger names or big scientists, it is all been taken as reference from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the magical book of metaphysics. Like, if you really want to understand metaphysics, the world of metaphysics, you have to study Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and it will be amazing experience for you. So Albert Einstein, in his theory of special relativity, he determined that the laws of physics are same for all non-accelerating observers. He gave this word observer. And he showed that the speed of light within a vacuum is the same no matter the speed at which an observer travels. E equals to mc square was a formula that he had given at that point in time. And he was extremely popular, Albert Einstein, because he gave some really good information on time. But I think it was too heavy duty for a lot of people to understand, even though it was accurate. And as I keep saying, that Srimad Bhagavad Gita must be your reference point for everything, because all these things that scientists have been talking at a much later time, all these things were pre-written, already present in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Newton is talking about gravity. Gravity is called Gurutvakarshan in Hindi. People are confused in the world whether sun is revolving around the earth or earth is revolving around the sun. What is exactly the story? Newton comes to India and he sees even children on the street, they know about 9 planets. He's shocked. Bamboozled is the word. So he finds out about Gurutvakarshan and later he names it gravity. And he talks about the apple and this and that. So Albert Einstein had spoken about time in a very, accurate manner, very close to what Srimad Bhagavad Gita says. He said that time is relative and it depends on the observer. The person who's observing it will tell you whether the time is fast or slow, or it exists or it does not exist. Nikola Tesla used to read Bhagavad Gita, and there is no one like Nikola Tesla. I respect Einstein a lot, but I still feel that what Nikola Tesla possessed, I don't think anybody could have done what he did in that time and age. He was simply a magical person. Can you imagine he created Wi-Fi electricity? Wi-Fi electricity, the way we have Wi-Fi internet, he had created Wi-Fi electricity, which was not allowed to be operational because Thomas Edison wanted his bulb and tubes and whatever low technology the wiring, all those things, because the corporations wanted it to happen like that. They did not want suddenly a person to provide free Wi-Fi electricity to the whole world. And Nikola Tesla was not fighting against destiny. He was just doing his thing and he was enjoying his time on planet Earth. Today people are making him as a reference point because of the wonderful work he has done. Nobody is talking about Thomas Edison and his invention, his bulb. People are still talking about Nikola Tesla. Even if we talk about Thomas Edison, he got the Nobel Prize, but Tesla refused to take the Nobel Prize. He said, I don't want to take this prize while I share the stage with this person who's created the bulb. And look what I'm doing, giving you Wi-Fi electricity. Or so many other things, all the things that you're using, lots of things. The remote controls, the basic things also, they were Nikola Tesla's ideas. So he was much ahead of his time and he did not need anybody. Some of the people might think, oh, he was very sad before his death, oh, this happened, that happened. But I don't think. A person like Nikola Tesla, he must have been happy all throughout. Another movie, recent movie that has shown this concept of time very beautifully is Interstellar, where Cooper and Brand, they travel in the outer world, in the space, and they don't age. They don't age at all. And this is also seen in a lot of people who do very deep inner work. They don't age that fast as compared to other people. So why is time not working on them the way it's working on other people? When they come back to Earth, his daughter is old now. His daughter is about to die and she has this huge parade of family members around her, while the man, her father, is absolutely young and not affected by time. First of all, what he was doing was also going against time. Nobody would leave a child who he loved the most. See, it's very easy. I had said this in Ramayana also. It's very easy to leave someone who's toxic, someone you don't love. But it's not easy at all. It's impossible to leave someone you love, knowing that you might never see them again. Knowing that you might not spend time with them again. You gotta leave them in a situation which does not help only you and that person, but it helps a whole lot of people. That's what he did. That's why this movie is so brilliant. Even this movie has taken certain references from Bhagavad Puran. And there are many stories of this nature in the Bhagavad Puran. Some of you might get a little shocked today when I say this, that in Hanuman Chalisa, this is the purest reason why I tell people to study metaphysics, especially the Indian metaphysics. In Hanuman Chalisa, it was already given very clearly the calculation of the distance between earth and sun. So there is a line in Hanuman Chalisa which says, Jug Sahastra Yo Jan Par Bhanu. Jug Sahastra Yo Jan Par Bhanu. Because Hanumanji, when he was a kid, he flew towards the sun thinking that it's a fruit in the sky and he wanted to eat it. He was very naughty at that point in time. He was a little mischievous kid also, but he was very naughty and he could fly in the sky at that time because he was Maruti, the son of wind god. So he had that power and that ability. So he just flew towards the sun in order to eat it. But the mentioning of this in Hanuman Chalisa is what makes it a scientific marvel, because so many people, even now, even NASA had to go through so much difficulty to calculate the distance between earth and sun. So I will just explain it to you. Okay, I'll just break it down for you. Jug Sahasra Yo Jan Par Bhanu. This distance between the sun and earth is mentioned in Hanuman Chalisa, and according to records, for the first time in 1672, two people's name is mentioned, Jean or John Richter or Giovanni Cassini. They measured the distance between earth and sun as 22,000 times of earth's radii. Earth's radius is 6,371 kilometers. Okay. So when they say Jug Sahastra means 100. Sorry, Sahastra means 1,000. Okay. So in totality, the distance is 1 Jug equals to 12,000. 1 Sahastra means 1,000. 1 yojan means 8 miles. So 1 jug into 1000 into 1 into 8 miles, okay? So that's 12,000 into 1000 into 8. 1 mile equals to around 1.6 kilometers. So when you count this, calculate it, overall the number will come to 153,600,000. It's around 15 crore, 36 lakh kilometers. That's crazy calculation. So with such accurate calculations literally given in Hanuman Chalisa, and Srimad Bhagavad Gita, as I keep saying, is a treasure. If you actually want to study time, if you want to study space, leave everything and do this. I mean, do your job, do your whatever lifestyle, live your lifestyle. In this study, there is no requirement of conversion, there is no requirement of changing of your attire, shaving your head off, or growing your hair. Nothing is required. You just be yourself and you do it. Can you imagine a karmic person, a karmic relationship involving these type of talks? These type of talks can happen between masculine and feminine. Believe it or not, sometimes they may not even talk about it, but they both would be aware about it, or both would be interested in it. So I'm not saying that all karmic are bad people or they are evil people or we should like hate them. But the karmic also has to learn certain lessons. If not for this lifetime, but for the next. Maybe this life is not the last life for the karmic. Or maybe karmic is also a good person, but they have also not chosen the right person for themselves because they also wanted some kind of social validation from others. For some people, it's so important what other people think. So important. And many a times I have noticed that karmics don't care about the love or anything. At that point in time, they only care like how would they appear and what their image would be like. But sadly, with time, when they realize, as and when time passes, they feel there is no love. It's not genuine love. It could be respect, it could be something else, it could be just being duty bound or, trying to accept a relationship. Because masculines, usually people who are in this twin flame ascension journey, they're not bad people. So if they take up something, they follow it. And as I said, sometimes the masculines are also programmed, the runners are also programmed. They have so much drama going on because of the feminine. Everybody's fighting, parents are not happy, this is not happy, that is not happy. Then they are very scared because, had you all been like super amazing day one, why would you be sitting here and doing this inner work? Everything is happening so that you do inner work. Actually, the reason is that. And it's all being orchestrated by Master Source, by your own higher self. I want to mention your own higher self so that you don't blame everyone. Because as of now, if you're blaming them, you don't know yet. Then that means you still need to figure it out. Alright? So, with time, final statement that I want to make here is, the karmic has realized with time that you are still shining like the sun. You're the sun, of their person who they have, but it's your specific person actually. You are the sun of their universe. They revolve around you. They think about you. They love you still. They can never forget you. And now they are living a lifestyle which is based on who you are and not based on who the karmic is. That is a very big thing. So I want to wish for all the karmics also on this planet, that they should also understand the true meaning of love. Love is not about possession, and love has got nothing to do with a validation or a stamp of other people. For your personal situations and therapies, to book a session with me and to book a course of therapy with me, you can write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com after you go through the description box with all the information over there. And kindly do not share your twin flame journey in advance with me. You can use the PayPal link to do it and then let me know about it. You can also get my book In the Name of Love, a journey of finding a ultimate soulmate. It's on Amazon Kindle, and make sure you only buy Amazon Kindle. You might see paperback copies a bit cheaper, or paperback copy will be sent to you, blah blah blah, but it is not the latest edited version. I re-edited this book in 2017, between 2017 to 18. I changed some like very minute changes which only I know, but they're very important and integral, and you're gonna miss it if you take the paperback copy. I'm not even selling the paperback copy. Somebody is selling it without my authorization and approval, so they're actually doing a scam. So yeah, don't participate in that. Obviously they don't know that I re-edited the book for a reason, right? So take the Kindle copy only, use all the content of this channel, and enjoy your inner work. Always remember, ascension is a lifestyle, inner work is a lifestyle. I will see you soon in another one. One love and peace out, and Jai Shri Ram.